Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way for your final match preview of the season. What a shame. The season is finally over. It's really dragged on this season. Obviously, not being in the ground has kind of made it felt like it's been going on for such a long time. But we're promoted. It's the last game of the season. And yeah, a bit of a funny game this because both teams have kind of completed what they set out to achieve. Watford obviously promoted back to the Premier League via obviously the automatic promotion places. We finish in second place, and Swansea obviously they want to also get promoted back to the Premier League, but they also have now confirmed their playoff place. So both teams actually in this final game, we're not playing for anything. We're just playing for what's the word? We're just playing for pride, I suppose. And Swansea probably have the impetus to win this, just so they go into the playoffs in a little bit of form. But from a Watford perspective, it's an opportunity to try out some new players, the likes of a Thiago Kakur, maybe from the academy setup, maybe throw Ben Wilmot in there to get him some minutes as well. So it's a good opportunity for Zisco and some of these fringe Watford players to really get some minutes. I'm quite looking forward to the game. Watford are donating all the money from Hive Life from this game to the Watford Trust as well. So that's really good to see that the money from this game is going to the Watford Trust. But actually, looking at the game as a whole, as I just said, there's not a lot to actually discuss about the game because it's a nothing game. It's a meaningless game. So yeah, but apart from that, we do have some injury news, and this is a little bit concerning, but not really surprised to read this. Obviously, towards the end of the season, we want to protect kind of our best assets, our best players going into next season. So I'll get up the injury news for you now, and it's quite a long injury list. So let's take a look at this. It's on the Watford website. And we'll kind of read through this and discuss, what we make of this. So firstly, of course, it says João Pedro is back in full training this week after missing out last weekend's fixture at Brentford with a small ankle problem. Now with João Pedro, he's a bit of a funny one for me, actually, because he's been stuck on 9 goals for such a long time, João Pedro. He must have been stuck on 9 goals since about February time, something like that. So he's been stuck on that for a really long time. And I really want him to hit that 10-goal mark at the end of the season. I've been wanting him to do it for weeks and weeks and weeks. He's not managed to find the net, has been unlucky at times as well. But hopefully he'll be back fit. Hopefully he'll start, and hopefully he'll get his 10th goal of the season, because double digits in any season is quite a good season in my eyes. Especially from Watford, we don't really tend to have players really scoring over 10 goals a season. So if João Pedro can hit that, I think it'll be a really good milestone for him to achieve. Reading down the list a little bit more here, Carlos Sanchez is also available after a slight knock. I mean, that's obviously great as well. Carlos Sanchez, proving us all wrong this season. He's come in very old in terms of football ages. Is 36 years old now, probably going to be 37 in the summer, isn't he? And Carlos Sanchez just oozes experience, oozes quality. He's definitely not got the pace he once had, but in terms of a player to bring off the bench, a player to start certain games where maybe that suits him a bit more. I think Carlos Sanchez has been a fantastic signing from Watford. And it wouldn't surprise me, actually, if Watford extended his contract for another season. So, yeah, really happy with Carlos Sanchez, actually. And yeah, hopefully he features against Swansea on the last day of the season, on Saturday. I believe it's a 12:30 kickoff as well. I'm not sure why we're on at 12:30, but never mind. We are on at 12:30, so that's okay. Troy Deeney is back. So as it says here, Troy Deeney is pushing hard to be involved within the matchday squad. Now in the latter stages of rehab, following his Achilles tear sustained in February. Yeah, so Troy Deeney obviously now pushing to be back in the matchday squad. That is probably a controversial one. Troy Deeney been out since, as it says there, February, and now obviously he returns, for the last game of the season. What do I make of Troy Deeney? I think that he's a fantastic servant to Watford. I think that he's a club legend, quite obviously. And I also think that he's coming towards the end of his career now. And, you know, I don't think that he should be starting football matches for Watford anymore. You know, obviously, if he's available to play in this game, you know, it is a meaningless game. I would probably play him. But, you know, looking into next season in the Premier League, you know, we cannot be starting Troy Deeney. So, yeah, happy for him to play in this Swansea game, but not too much in the Prem next season. Then we move on to Ismaïla Sarr. So Ismaïla Sarr here, it says he missed the last match, obviously, against Brentford. And it just says here, he continues to be assessed and no risks will be taken with the 23-year-old. So what that says to me is Ismaïla Sarr will not be in the matchday squad. And that's not really too much of a surprise to me. I think that Ismaïla Sarr is obviously our best player. He's our most valuable player. We don't want him to get injured at all. So look, obviously, in this game, there's no need to play Sarr in this whatsoever. Protect him, wrap him in cotton wool until next season, and hopefully we'll see Ismaïla Sarr at Vicarage Road next season. So Ismaïla Sarr apparently still being assessed, but I highly doubt he will feature. Nathaniel Chalobah, also another one who will not feature, along with Tom Cleverley as well. So a few injury issues going into this game, which will force Xisco's hand. You know, Carlos Sanchez, you know, players like that, Ben Wilmot, you know, they might actually get some minutes now. So that's really, really good to see. And look, finishing off here, and Jeremy Ngaki is still managing a hamstring injury. We know Kiko's also out for the season as well. And Joseph Hangbo and Tom Deli-Bashiri are also ruled out this game as well. So yeah, a lot of injuries, but also a lot of opportunities for other people to play. So, you know, it's just going to be interesting to see how we line up. I'd like to see Ben Wilmot in there. I'd like to see Thiago Kakura as well. And yeah, let's take a look at some of your comments, as well as adding Brendan in, because Brendan is here, of course, from the Watford FC Netherlands supporters group. So let's get Brendan in here and take a look at some of your comments going into the game. Brendan, how are you doing today, mate?
Hi, guys. I'm doing well. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, Brendan, at all. I'm just looking forward to the last game of the season. Firstly, Brendan, I just want to quickly ask you, you know, your thoughts on the season as a whole. Obviously, it's been a very, very successful season. Watford getting promoted. I'm sure I'll probably make a longer video at some point in the future, you know, going over every single game this season and you know, the key points. But Brendan, obviously, it's been a successful season. You know, what have you made of it? Obviously, Vladimir Rivic was here. Xisco's now here. Are you happy with how the season's gone, and are you looking forward to next season in the Premier League?
Who is Vladimir Ivic? Now, but to be honest with you guys, we started like very nervous and exciting. In some tables that people making for their predictions, we are top of the league, and Norwich was in fourth, something like that. But at all, we started in the beginning of the season. We started quite well. We've got some problems in just the beginning as well. And then Xisco came and he done well, and he brings us back to direct promotion spots. That was out of our mind for a while as well, because I think when Xisco came in, it was against Norwich. So that means around December, wasn't it?
Yeah, Xisco come in. I think Xisco come in just before Christmas, actually, because obviously that Norwich game on Boxing Day was his first game. Yeah.
So we've got about, I think we are fourth position that time. We dropped sometimes to fifth position as well, and we thought, okay, we need to focus our team on playoffs. And then after that, we've got some good form, we've got some winning games, we've got some draws, but not many losses. And that makes our season that great that we go promoted directly to the Premier League. And all, after Xisco came in, happiness, points, winning streaks. I think the winning Watford Way live stream, watch along, we're there. Yeah. Only 2 lost when we did a watch along with all you guys. So what a season we've got! What a lovely season for a Watford fan. Winning streaks, are not normal. We're not used to it. Guys, be careful in the Premier League. You will have got some frustrated weekends with, more loss than wins probably, but hopefully we're going to stay up. That's what I want to say about this season and next season. Move forward, James.
Yes. Yes, Brendan. Looking more shorter term. Obviously, we do have one more game to play in the Championship, and that is against Swansea, Brendan. I know you very much like Thiago Coker, Brendan. Caroline has left us a message here saying she would like to see what he can do in the first team setup. Is a proven goal scorer, albeit at a lower level. Brendan, I know you sometimes speak to his agent. I know you're a very, very big fan of him. Surely he must be at least coming off the bench in this game, or if he's not going to come off the bench, I want to see him start up front, alongside João Pedro. Give him some, give him some minutes, because I want to see what he can do, because he's potentially going to be the future of Watford's attack.
Yeah, what we saw, I think it was the Bristol game for them in the Youth FA Cup. He scored a penalty like Troy Deeney. Directly all eyes on him, and we saw that all eyes on him, and he did it after week after week after week. Thiago Coker, he's Turkish and Dutch, if I'm not mistaken, but he's a great baller. He can play in number 9 position, or just alongside Petro, and I think. As Cisco said today, we need to look to younger players. Or he said it, I don't know. Today it was on the socials of Watford.
Yeah.
So the thing is, let him start. Just let him start. Just for probably 45 minutes. It's okay. Just a half. I don't know. Troy Deeney is in the squad. You said.
Well, this is it, Brendan. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, I'll go back to the screen here. I'll scroll up to where they talk about Troy Deeney. So yeah, Troy Deeney is pushing hard to be involved in the matchday squad, and I reckon Troy Deeney will probably get some minutes in this game. So that could potentially obviously hinder Thiago's chances of playing, Brendan. But I'd much rather see Thiago play than Deeney, because Thiago ultimately is going to be the future of Watford. Fingers crossed. So do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, but Sarr is not in the squad. We think Sarr will not be in the squad. So probably Thiago can go with the squad, but he needs to get to minutes, like Pochettino got last time, Hungbo got last time. So Thiago is the next one who needs to get minutes. As you said, hopefully we see Shakur playing. Hopefully. I hope to see him just starting or just making his debut for Watford FC in the first team. Yeah,
I hope so, Brendan. And look, a bit more injury news here as well. Chalobah is not going to be playing, Brendan. Cleverly's also been ruled out. Jeremy Ngaki is ruled out. Hungbo is ruled out. A lot of players have been ruled out here. Carlos Sanchez is available though, so Carlos Sanchez may feature. And yeah, of course, as we discussed at the start of the stream, João Pedro is also back in full training. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how we line up, Brendan. Who else do you want to see go up to the Premier League, Brendan? Because it's obviously us and Norwich at the moment. You've got Brentford in there. You've got obviously got Barnsley. You've got Swansea and Bournemouth. Yeah. So who out of them teams would you want to see get promoted alongside us and Norwich?
You know what? I said it already a few times in this stream about the last day of last season, the last games of that season. I think a true football love story will be if Barnsley get promoted, because last season, so not this season, but the season before, they got the last game against Brentford away from home at Griffin Park. If Brentford win that game, going up directly. If they lost, they need to go to the playoffs. The situation for Barnsley was they need to win to stay up in the Championship. Look at this season. This season they are playing that well. They knock out Reading for that spot. They knock out, was it Cardiff, are fighting for that last spot as well. So that team is from nearly bottom of the league, going up to probably Premier League. So for a true love story, a football story, it will be Barnsley. But I think the best numbers will be for Brentford all the season, or second, third. They are I think the best team after us and after Norwich. If you look to the whole season, last season, as I said, at the last day, lost, go to the playoff final, lost as well against Fulham. So, as we said always, their time is now. I think final will be Brentford. Oh my God, that will be a lovely day because the Champions League final is on that day as well. So, well, I will look forward to that one if that's possible. Brentford, Barnsley at Wembley, and then after a few hours, I don't know where. Is it in Istanbul or will it be at Villa Park? We don't know yet. But then watching a Premier League game in the Champions League final. But James, to go to your question, I hope it will be Barnsley for the story, but I think it will be Brentford because they are 2 years in a row that quite good in the Championship. They could promote it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And, Brentford having, Ivan Toney, who, scored 30 goals this season. I mean, that is an absolutely unbelievable season from any player in world football. To score 30 goals in your league in a season is absolutely fantastic. And I think for Brentford especially, if they don't get promoted this season, they've had a few opportunities in recent years, as you say, Brendan, to actually get promoted. So, I think if they don't go up this season, I think that Ivan Toney will definitely be snatched off them. A few of their other more promising players as well will probably be brought by bigger teams as well. So, for them especially, I think it's really vital that they go up to the Premier League. But I do agree with you, Brendan, in terms of Barnsley, that whole story. It's a little bit like Leicester City, isn't it? They weren't going to get relegated. They've come back. And obviously they didn't finish in the automatic promotion places, but looks like they're going to finish, of course, in the playoff places. So yeah, really, really looking forward to the playoffs. I'm looking forward to the Champions League final as well. As Brendan said, we don't know where that's actually going to be held. Istanbul, Villa Park, Vicarage Road, maybe, who knows? But yeah, very, very
then it will be very packed with fans because they are allowed probably about what it will be 40,000, something like that. So if that holds on Vicarage Road, it's quite good. But I hope just to all the City fans and all the Chelsea fans that it will be somewhere in England because come on, we can't go to Turkey where a lockdown. But that's other talk. Sorry about that, but that's my opinion. Please play that final in England. Come on.
You know what it is, Brendan? It's because this game between Watford and Swansea, I find, we're very lucky that actually we didn't need to win this game because, if the results didn't go our way, if we didn't beat Norwich, if we didn't beat Millwall, we might have had to win this game to get promoted to the Premier League, and that would have been so much pressure, on this Watford team. So yeah, it's really good that it's all finished. It's really good that it's all done, but the problem is we're watching a game of football that actually means nothing. So that's a little bit strange. But yeah, Brendan,
I think it will mean something to Swansea. Sorry for interrupting you, but it means something for Swansea because they want to win this game to go with a very good feeling to the playoffs. That's all what for Swansea to play for. But at the end, there's nothing to play for. But if you are a Swansea player, you want to win this game to get that good feeling to go to any playoff. But that's what I want to say.
Yeah, I said that earlier, actually. I said that, obviously Watford, we don't need to win this game at all. But for Swansea, it means that their players have got more confidence. They'll go into the playoffs on the back of a win. So from their perspective, from their perspective, I'd put out a strong team because, play your best players. They might not actually do that, but from a morale perspective, from their side, I think they should go for it. But from a Watford perspective, as we've discussed, we want to see some different players: Ben Wilmot, Thiago Kakur, some others as well from the under-23s. Maybe Pochettino again, who knows? So yeah, really looking forward to it. We will be covering the game on the Watford Way. We'll be doing a watch along for the game. But we will also be discussing, of course, the Premier League, some player transfer rumours as well. So that'll be fun. Brendan, can I quickly get your thoughts on the Ashley Young rumour before you go? What do you think of that? And is that someone you'd like to see come in?
We make the video about it. If you're not see, get a watch at the Watford Way. But yeah, as we said, he's not a starter. He's the one coming off the bench, bring him some energy in the last minutes, bring him that positivity vibe in the team. It will be a great play for 1 year, coming from the bench, not a starter, as I said. I think that's all what I want to say, James, about Ashley Young rumours. He's more than welcome at Vicarage Road, but we will see what happens. But we need youth players, because I saw other rumour about this Danish player. Come on, we need some youth players. We need some experienced youth players.
Well, Fernando Llorente's been rumoured with Watford as well, Brendan. He's 36 years old.
Sorry, I retired already then. Come on, the guys. We're getting a retirement club. Like, okay, you want to retire? Just call Watford. You're more than welcome. Just retire. Come on, get on the phone. You know what we need to do? As I said in the Ashley Young video as well, you've got some top flights or majors leagues in Europe. For example, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany mid-table, Germany second division, Spanish mid-table. You've got lots of young players there who's getting about 1 season in the starting lineup for their teams. They could be very good at Watford. We need players like that. 25, it's okay. 22, it's okay. 21, it's okay. But not calling this 36 or 33 or 31-year-old guys. They are a lot of experience, but we have already a lot of experience with Ben Foster, with Troy Deeney, with Cleverley, with Dan Gosling, with Sanchez, with already 6, I think. Come on, we need some youth guys.
And I've got Xisco's quote that we were talking about just a minute ago, Brendan. Obviously, you mentioned Xisco said something today about the Watford Academy.
Yeah.
And it was posted on actually the Watford Academy Twitter account. And you know, Xisco, I've got his quote in front of me here. He said, "This is the future, the academy. This is the life. This is the passion of the club, and it's essential that we have the academy at Watford." Then he goes on to say, "It is also something that I enjoy myself because I can come, watch a game and be relaxed." And then he goes on to say he loves it. So Xisco, obviously a big fan of the academy setup, Brendan. In fact, we've seen Xisco at a few academy games, actually. In fact, I think he even went to watch like an under-12s Watford game as well a couple of weeks ago, which was really good to see.
After the promotion, James. The morning after the promotion, he went to the young guys and he came on the pitch and it's great to see a familiar face on the academy, like your head coach or your manager. And the thing is, he is probably a manager who can a little bit change the view on the academy in the club, that the bosses and all the managers will say, okay, we need to look more to our academy because that's our future. Like, as you said in the Ashley Young video, Ajax do. Ajax say, our players are the future in the youth academy. That's all what they say. We need some of that feeling in Watford.
Brendan, do you know? I know obviously you follow Dutch football a lot. I know you obviously support Sparta. You must follow Ajax quite a lot as well. Do you know what the what's the right word here? Do you know the so in terms of Ajax and the youth system there, how many current first team players at Ajax have come from the youth system, and how many current first team players have come from player recruitment? Because, you know, if I was Ajax or if I was Watford and I was looking at kind of a comparison to make, I'd want maybe 50% of my players to come from the youth system and 50% to come from player recruitment, because obviously if you're getting that many players from the youth system, you're saving money on transfer fees.
You get money for transfers.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to make, and it's a lot of money to save as well. So
Well,
have you got any idea what the numbers are there, or do you not really know?
Well, do you have 2 seconds? I will take my iPad and we'll cap my stats.
Yes.
Just 2 seconds.
2 seconds. This is going to be very, very interesting.
This is real content, guys.
Yes, I'm a big advocate for youth players, coming through the ranks. And I don't think we've seen enough of that at Watford at all. Joseph Hungbo is the most recent example, but even with him, he was brought in from another club. So yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what Brendan comes up with here.
Well, that's the same, James, at Ajax. Some players get from other clubs in the youth academy taken by Ajax because Ajax scouting network is very, very well. So that's not a thing that's bad, because you get the players, you can make them your way of football. I get to transfer markets, give them some credits as well, because then I can watch and count the players who are coming from their own youth academy. Come on, Ajax accepts AFC Ajax.
It's going to be very, very interesting to see, because Ajax, I think Ajax is the model that Watford should follow. Hopefully in years to come we'll kind of transition into that, but at the moment, with the rumours I'm seeing with Ashley Young, Fernando Llorente, these people in their late 30s coming towards the end of their careers, it's just stopping other players from developing in positions that maybe they should be developing and getting more minutes in. So yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see what the statistics are, Brendan. You managed to get them up?
Not yet. Just 5 seconds. I think I will find it, of course. I need to find it. Yeah, here the stats. I will count the players. Daley Blind, playing for United before, is a youth academy. Jurrien Timber is a youth academy.
So Brendan, can I actually stop you right there very briefly, because Daley Blind, he started off at Ajax, didn't he?
Yeah.
Then he moved off to Manchester United, and then he came back to Ajax to finish his career, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And he's 31. Sometimes he's got major injuries, but oh my God, his defending is not that well. We all knew about from the Premier League, but his passes we saw in the World Championship at Van Persie making this flying header. He's got the great passes, so yeah, he's great. Let's go on with the other players. We've got Mazraoui, we've got Rens. We've already got 4 of the young youth. We've got Gravenberg, lovely striker. We've got Davy Klaassen, 6 from Everton before. We've got Kenneth Taylor, 7. Well, 8. Well. About 9. 9
wow.
of their. Wait, 9 of their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 26 players in all squads, where some of them, most of the time, playing with the youth team in the 2nd division of the Netherlands. So 9 players of them. So let's say you have always 23 players in a team. So about 25%, is that a good one? 25?
I think that's a good amount to have. And if you think about current Watford players who have come through the Watford youth, I mean, Joseph Hungbo.
Yeah.
Is that it? Like, let me get up transfer market myself and have a look at the squad, because that must be it for Watford. I can't really think of anyone else. Can you?
No, I can't. And the thing is, with Pochettino, with Bergkamp, they've just been here for 1 year, so not. You know what, players you want to get your feeling of Watford, you need to have them in the under 12s, starting in the under 12s, and then growing up to the first team. That's the thing. And of course, lots of young players coming at Watford or coming at other teams are not that guys coming through the academy and just will be in the National League or something like that, or League One, League Two. But still okay for them, but not for Watford.
I mean, I'm looking at the squad now: Kiko, Lazar, Messina, Cathcart, Wilmot. I mean, Ben Wilmot was brought in quite young, but never come through the Watford youth. Ben Foster, no. Daniel Batman, no. You know, into the midfield. None of them have really come through the youth academy. Deli Bashiri was brought in from Manchester City. João Pedro brought in from Brazil. So yeah, apart from Joseph Hungbo, who come from I think he was brought into the under-18s when he arrived. That's it, Brendan. I mean, that is not, you know, compared to Ajax there with 25% youth in their first team. You know, that is not, it's not a very good statistic for Watford, is it?
No, it isn't. And as I look to sports at the moment, we've got two professional division in the Netherlands, like Premier League and Championship. We play about 7 years in the Championship, where the amount of money is quite less. We have to move to this fake grass. I don't know how you say it. It's not
like AstroTurf.
Yeah, exactly that. Because the money we've got, and then the club has to start with the youth academy very well. Already we've got good youth academy, but at that moment, nearly all the players in the team, in the first team, were youth players from their own academy, and they bring after 6 years, bring us up. But the things for Watford, we need some extra movement to the academy, some extra scouting, but we has to be fair. It's not easy in London. We have that, you know, if you go fishing, you have lovely big fish, but the big fish probably going to the best fisher, like to the people making a lovely food for them, and this fishing that food, like Arsenal, like Spurs, like Chelsea, like that big teams, you know. So we have the smaller fishes, and that's not easy for a youth academy as well. But we need to do something with it to get this big fish.
Yes. Brendan, there's a little bit of breaking news actually coming from Sky Sports to do with Watford. They've just interviewed Ashley Young about his potential move to Watford. So we're going to read a couple of quotes from his interview here. It's just been released on the Sky Sports website. So this is from Ashley Young speaking to Sky Sports News in Milan. And Ashley Young has said, there have been talks. I've had an unbelievable time at Inter. If there's a deal to be done, I'm sure a deal can be sorted out. And then, you know, that's obviously him talking about his contract with Inter Milan. You know, scrolling down, they say he also admitted it would be difficult to turn down a return to Watford, where he started his career. And he goes on to say, I've never said I wouldn't go back. It's a club where I started 10 years ago, but right now there is nothing. My representatives have not spoken to me about it, and it would be a difficult decision to make. So it's very, very interesting there. He's saying that his representatives haven't actually spoken to him about the move, Brendan. I thought this article would be about him coming, but obviously Ashley Young there saying he's not actually had anything from his representatives. Is that a surprise to you? Because I've seen all the rumours we've been seeing it in the last few days. I thought the move was quite close, but obviously, according to Ashley Young, there it's not really happening at the moment, Brendan.
You know what? Is it a statistic thing, a tactical thing? Sorry, a tactical thing from from his agent to get a good new contract at Inter Milan to please them a little bit to get one more contract.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be that they say to Ashley Young, please, Inter Milan to get a new contract for 1 year, get some good money. If that's not happened, I think they need to have a backup, because in the talks with Inter Milan are there, if I'm not mistaken. But it won't surprise me if they have talks with Watford to get a small backup. But I think Ashley Young is one more extension at Inter Milan. That's what he wants. That's why he's not saying. That's why he's not saying. Yeah, I've talked with Watford, because then Inter Milan will say, okay, you go back home then, and we're free from you. But we will see, James. We will see. I think there's some tactical things in this interview. And to be honest with you,
you see it a lot in transfer negotiations, don't you? You see players saying they're not talking to a club when maybe they've already got something they agreed with them. We'll have to wait and see. But I think in the next couple of weeks we'll know a bit more information about that. And that seems to be the big player. That seems to be the big player we're being linked with at the moment for our return back to the Premier League. So we'll have to wait and see if that happens. As Brendan said, you can check out our more in-depth video on the whole Ashley Young situation. We released that a couple of days ago, so if you haven't already, go onto our YouTube channel, scroll down our videos until you find that one, and give that a watch, because we talk a bit more in depth about why we want the sign-in, why we don't want the sign-in, and hopefully that should be a good watch for you. As I said earlier, we will be covering the Swansea game, of course, here on the Watford Way and on our social medias by doing a match watch long. But we won't just be watching the match, we'll be talking about the Premier League, player transfers. We'll hopefully be getting on a few international fans as well, so that should be very, very fun. And before we go, Brendan, obviously every time you're on, I always ask you to explain a bit about what you do with Watford FC, the Netherlands supporters group. So do you want to quickly talk about that and how it's going at the moment?
No, I won't. No, sorry guys. Can I ask you one thing before we leave, James? What do you reckon? Wait, we don't talk about the new news about the stadium. We can just 5 minutes about that, isn't it?
Well, if you want, I mean, obviously, I actually saw that on Facebook, Brendan, didn't I? I sent that to you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get the image up here on my computer now. If I can't, don't worry. But here we go. Hopefully, I'll be able to find it. But do you want to quickly explain a bit about it, Brendan? Why I'm trying to find this image?
Yeah, James sent me this article about, I think it was from the Watford Observer or the Atlantic, something like that.
The Athletic, yeah.
Yeah, and it was about the talks that Watford will be get some more capacity of their stadium at Vicarage Road until 2025. So waiting with a new stadium and get some more seats at Vicarage Road for the moment, for the next coming 4 years. And I think the whole idea behind it's that Watford need to be a not a bottom team at the Premier League, but a stabilized Premier League team. So they have some guaranteeing that the seats will be always full. The stadium will be generating money. So that's the reason I think we're waiting for 2025. And not now, because we just promoted and we don't know what will happen next season. Hopefully we stay up. As positive I am, we stay up. But I think we're just waiting for that moment. We are like, I don't want to say it, Crystal Palace. We are like Everton, like that team's just sometimes battling for European football, and sometimes a less season like the Wolves have now. Isn't it, James?
I absolutely agree, Brendan. Unfortunately, I can't actually find the article right now, but the actual article was talking about Watford wanting to obviously expand the Vicarage Road up to 30,000 seats, which would probably be quite a good capacity to hit. I think that we could probably fill that most weeks against most teams. Obviously, maybe not if you're playing an FA Cup game or a Carabao Cup game, but I think in the Premier League we could probably fill that out. And I think it's just it's a natural progression of Watford. I think it's you know, obviously committing to a new £350 million stadium is quite a big monetary commitment. You've got to get bank loans, stuff like that. It's all very complicated and very, very above me. But yeah, I think expanding the stadium to 30,000 is probably the right way to go. Brendan, what do you say?
Yeah, for me, it will be okay. Just some extra seats at Vicarage Road. Get it filled up. Yeah, that was just what I want to say about this one. This news. Hopefully, it was true news. And let's see what Watford will do. Hopefully, we get a stabilised Premier League club.
And Brendan, quickly talk about Watford FC and the Netherlands Supporters Group.
Yes, I will do. I'm running the Watford FC the Netherlands Supporters Club. We're connecting Dutch supporters with each other. We're connecting as well with James together. Supporters all around the world, like Jesus, always watching us, like Adam. But as Dutch supporters, we're connecting and we want to see all of you guys once at Vicarage Road or twice. But once we go after this COVID things, we will be at Vicarage Road with Dutch flag. Make sure you spot us, make sure you make some pictures. And that's what we do.
Yes, fantastic, Brendan. Thank you very much for coming on. Really do appreciate it. This went on a bit longer than we previously anticipated, but that is not a problem at all. We do enjoy having a chat, me and Brendan, and obviously we enjoyed chatting to you guys in the comments as well. As I said, I'll be back with a watch along for of course the Swansea game, and we'll also be back for a couple of England watch alongs in the summer as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. The England watch alongs will be here on the Watford way. So yeah, very, very excited for that. But yeah, lots more to come on the channel, lots more to come on Brendan's social medias as well. And yes, I'll catch you all for another stream or video very, very soon. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Cheers.